Have you ever stopped to ask yourself how much of your daily life is driven by a need to prove your worth? Take a moment and think about it. How many of your actions, your decisions, your behaviors come from a place of trying to convince yourself and others that you are enough? From the day you were born, you've been told, either directly or indirectly, that who you are isn't quite right, that you need to change, improve, and become more than what you already are. This message is so pervasive, so deeply woven into the fabric of society that you hardly even notice it anymore. You're constantly told to be better, do better, strive for more. You're urged to reach new heights, achieve new goals, and prove that you're someone of value. And so you spend your life chasing. You chase after success, approval, validation, anything that will show the world that you're not just someone, but someone worthy of love, respect, and recognition. But here's the truth. This need to prove yourself, this relentless drive, has become so ingrained in your thinking that you don't even question it anymore. It's become automatic. Every day, you push yourself towards some invisible finish line, believing that if you just do enough, achieve enough, you'll finally feel whole. But this is where the illusion lies. This mindset has you trapped. It tricks you into thinking you're on the verge of something great, when in reality, you're running in circles, forever chasing a version of yourself that doesn't need to exist. Why is that? Because, despite all your efforts, there's nothing wrong with who you are. There never has been. From the moment you were born, you were enough. Life didn't create you by accident. You were designed with intention, purpose, and meaning. Every time you try to change who you are, every time you push yourself to fit into someone else's mold, you're essentially fighting against life itself. You're arguing with the very force that created you. And in that argument, you are dishonoring the beauty and the uniqueness that is you. Think about how many times you've bent yourself out of shape, changed your behavior, silenced your voice, or ignored your own desires, all to fit in, to be accepted, to gain approval. How often have you chased after someone else's recognition, hoping that if they just see you, acknowledge you, validate you, then you'll finally feel worthy? It's exhausting, isn't it? And yet, we do it over and over again, clinging to the hope that one day we'll cross that line and finally feel like we've made it. But the harsh truth is this: that day will never come. Not if you continue down this path, because this belief that you're not enough puts your happiness, your peace, and your sense of worth on the far side of an ever-shifting goalpost. It tells you, if you can just accomplish this next thing, then you'll feel complete. Then you'll be worthy. But the reality is, every time you reach that goal, the finish line moves again. It's a game you can never win, because the rules keep changing. No matter what you do, it's never enough. And as long as you believe that, you'll remain trapped in this cycle of endless striving, forever chasing a version of yourself that doesn't exist. So what's the alternative? What can you possibly do to escape this exhausting race? The answer is both simple and profound. You have to accept yourself. Not the future version of you that you're hoping to become, but the real you. The one standing here right now, flaws and all. You have to stop running from yourself and start embracing the person you already are. Life created you this way for a reason. God, or whatever higher power you believe in, didn't make a mistake. You are exactly who you were meant to be. And yet, we're rarely told this. Society doesn't teach us to love ourselves as we are. We're taught to compare ourselves to others, to measure our worth by external standards, and to always strive for more. We're told that loving ourselves as we are is selfish, or worse, a form of giving up. But the truth is, self-love is not selfish. It's essential. It's not indulgent. It's necessary. Without it, you'll spend your entire life looking for validation in all the wrong places. We live in a world where everyone is running the same race, but no one knows where they're headed. Everyone is chasing after symbols of success, whether it's money, status, or approval, believing that these things will finally make them feel whole. But here's the sad irony. No one can give you the validation you seek. The people you're trying to impress, the people whose approval you're chasing, are stuck in the same cycle of inadequacy. They too believe that they need to be more, do more, achieve more. And so we end up in a vicious cycle, looking to each other for something that none of us can give. It's a losing game, and no one ever wins. So how do you break free? How do you stop the cycle? The only way out is to stop looking outward and start looking inward. You must come to realize that the only person who can give you the validation, the love, and the approval you crave is you, no one else. When you stop chasing the approval of others and start accepting yourself fully, when you recognize that you are enough just as you are, that is when you will find true freedom. This is not an easy task. It's a journey. But it's the most important journey you'll ever take. When you finally come to terms with who you are and accept yourself without conditions, something incredible happens. You stop needing to prove yourself. You stop needing others to validate you. You realize that you were never broken, never inadequate, never lacking. And in that moment, you tap into an infinite well of joy, of love, of peace that has always been inside you. This joy is not dependent on your achievements. This love doesn't hinge on anyone else's approval. This peace isn't conditional on anything outside of you. It's all within you, waiting to be unlocked the moment you align with the truth of who you are. You've had it all along, but you've been so busy chasing something external that you've never taken the time to look inward and recognize it. You don't need to become anyone else. You don't need to do more or achieve more to be worthy. You were born worthy. The joy, the love, the freedom you've been searching for have always been yours. And the moment you stop running, stop striving, and simply accept yourself fully, without reservation, that is the moment you'll discover the true depth of your own power. You'll see that everything you've been looking for was always right here, within you. So stop. Breathe. Let go of the need to prove yourself to anyone, including yourself. You are enough. You have always been enough. And when you truly believe that, the whole world will open up to you. Not because you finally achieved something, but because you finally recognized something. You've recognized yourself for who you truly are. Complete, whole, and perfectly enough.